Okay, we're live. Rhona, thank you so much for doing this. This is a way of us knowing your story a bit better, for me and for everyone else, and also for us to know your connection to St Anne's and to the area, and to learn more about you. You were just telling me that you arrived in the UK, say 56, was it?
56, yes.
So 1956.
1956.
Okay. And how was it? How was it to arrive in the country at that time? What was your experience
Well, at
like?
that time, it was very hard because I start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come at 55.
Okay.
But then at that time, there were allocated a certain amount of people on the boats.
Uh-huh.
So I went down. It was on the harbour at the time. So I went down this little boat. By the time I got there, I can't hold anymore. So I had to go back home. 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll get taxi, provide a taxi to take you home. And I knock on my parents' door. Who is it? I said, it's me. What are you doing back here? I said, oh, I got to leave back, Yeah. And my clothes already gone. So it took them 6 weeks before I can travel again. And when the 6 weeks came, my cousin and myself, we traveled together. But to get on the boat, it was experience for me because we had to go down, right down, and you can see the sea up there, and we are down here. And it was really, and when the waves come, it hit the little cabin we are in. It was scary. It was really scary. But what makes it so scary, when we get into Cairns or whatever, 2 boats nearly collide, and I never hear so many horns from boats. Blowing and blowing and blowing. And that what frightened me because I thought the boat was sinking, but then the steward, he come and said, that's okay. It was just a boat, 2 boats. So thank God for that. So we arrived there, and then they took us on a train. First time on a train.
First time on a train.
Yeah. And it was so different because as I said, I saw these people were all black. I said, oh, there's a lot of black people over there. And this Irish lady says, they're not black people. They're coal miners. I said, oh, I don't know if white people work like that. Because back home they don't.
Sure.
They don't work. They manage.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They manage, don't work. Well, I got to Victoria Station. My cousin's waiting. And first time I drove on the second time on the train. So he took me, his sister and myself. I went to Hackney.
Okay.
Yeah. But in those days, 1 room, 6 people.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. And we survived. You had, I don't know if I should say this, but you had 1 kitchen and about 6 people. You have to take it in turn to cook.
Yeah.
There were hard days.
Yeah.
But then it started to get a bit better. Started to get a little better then coming up. You could get a flat. You could get a flat better than how it was before. Bit expensive, but once 2 people share, you are okay. Pay the electricity together, it was okay. And after a while, I met my husband, and we got married quickly. Because the lady was living that said, oh, you're not living here, let's get married. Irish lady. I said, okay. So we get married. And still live at the place till this is my eldest daughter. She was. So the lady said, well, she don't mind 1, but she don't want no kids in the home. So that's how we get a council place. But we had to go in what you call, in those days used to put you in what you call a extra place, stay, before they can find some place for you.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I meet the Browns and Mrs. West.
Okay.
God meet up at this. We got Morning Lane Center.
Okay.
We met up there. And we stayed there for quite a while, and then I got a place at Poplar.
Okay. Yeah.
Urban Street.
Okay.
Just beyond Backward Tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed there, I think about 7 years. While this was building, because my friend, they moved over to Grenada House. And the school, I had a school right there, right over the road. This was a school, Cyril Jackson School.
Okay, yeah,
was over there.
Yeah.
And I used to meet her sometimes. She was a lollipop lady. So meet her. And then I used to go to her home, and she just passed away, Irma, but she was there. She used to live there, and we just sat going to St. Ange, and it wasn't many people at St. Ange. It was the Browns and the Griffiths.
Right. Okay.
Browns and the Griffiths.
When you first started going.
Yeah, and who was it? Another chap and his wife, Iris Hotspur, and his wife, and his son. His son Alban, and my son used to be choir boys.
Okay.
In the church, the one that just passed away. They used to be choir boys, and then I remember the bishop said, mostly 4 or 5 ladies, he said, if you ladies can keep this church going, it wouldn't be closed. And we kept it going. Every Sunday, Frank was a church warden, and we kept it going. And we never let it close. And we kept it going. Then gradually, when Crusadal come, Iris Price came with him, and a few people start coming.
Okay.
But not many.
Yeah.
Not many, but gradually. The most people were there, was, I say, the Griffiths and the Browns. But then gradually, Mrs. West and a few people start coming in gradually. But we kept it on.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
No, but at the rectory neither. I was looking after the rectory.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Then I was church warden, and I was church warden 3 times. Yeah. So they were good old days. Not hard, but good. I mean, you could have buy a loaf of bread for a penny.
Right. Okay. Penny. Yeah.
Yep. But the only thing you had to be scared of was the teddy boys. Once you see them coming, you just let them pass. Yeah. That they push you out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the start of aggression against young white people in that.
Right. Yeah.
They're rude. They call their rude. But it soon died down.
Okay.
Soon died down. Yeah.
Okay.
But we survived.
Yeah. And so, Rhona, is it right to say that you were part of the Windrush generation?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And just tell us a little bit more about your experience. You mentioned it there as a West Indian woman in like 1950s London. Did you feel particularly different? Did you feel welcomed?
No.
Okay.
I mean, every place you go, as I said, no black, no Irish. And it's only one Irish lady that took us in.
I see, yeah. You mentioned her, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you share too many, it had to share. You have to share because you couldn't get the rooms as you could. You have to share with other people. Put up a blind if there's a man or men on one side, you put up a blind. You put up a blind.
Okay.
Men one side, the ladies one side.
Yeah.
That was hard days. Really hard days. Yeah. That was in the 50s. Yeah. But in the 60s, it started to get a bit better. Yes, because from there, got a council place in Poplar. And then when that place was going renovated, this was open.
Sure.
The little ones are up already.
Okay, yeah.
2 years or so, where there it is. And then these ones was put up in and we we could have the ground floor, but I don't want the ground floor people to break in, and so we took this one, and we've been here ever since.
Yeah. And that's when you started going to St Anne's.
St Anne's, yes.
And like you say, then it was just a few of you,
few of us.
and you put in a lot of work to keep it going.
To keep it going, the Browns and the Griffiths. Yeah.
And what I'd love to know is what motivated you to keep going, to keep the church open.
Well, you see, I wasn't a Church of England person.
Okay.
I was a little church called the Christian Mission.
Okay. In Barbados?
In Barbados.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to the Church of God here.
Uh-huh.
But the old man, oh no, you're not going to church. You have to come to Anglican church with me.
Okay.
So I obeyed him, and I started at St Anne's. I was in the hospital, to be truthful, with my hip operation.
Okay.
And you used to get priests come around to talk to you.
Yeah, sure.
And one of the priests said to me, "What is religion?" I said, "A Christian mission." He said, "Well, we all serve the same God," but he said, "Have you got a church near you?" I said, "Yes, St Anne's." "Oh, I know St Anne's. There are three great churches, St Anne's, St Paul's, and what the other one called? The one there, Wapping.
St Peter's, maybe?
Yeah, the three of them, yes. St Anne's, St Peter's, and there were three of them. Christchurch, I think it was.
Okay.
And then he said to me, "Well, you serve the same God." So that's when I started, because I said, "I'm not going to the Church of England. I want to go to a Church of God or something like that." But the rule, you have to obey your husband.
Okay.
So start going to St Anne's with him. And as I said, it was only the Browns and the Griffiths at the time, and another couple, and the organist, Peter Laverette. But we kept it going.
Yeah.
And I remember when my son just passed away, when he got confirmed, Bishop Huddleston said, his name is Trevor, and he said, "Oh, my last confirmation, and my name said Trevor." That was the last person he confirmed my son. I confirmed, yes. And those days we never take pictures a lot, and I was so sorry that I didn't take pictures at the time, you know. They were beautiful. Him and Alvin Hawksworth and there were four of them. And when they got on their white and black, and we had the screen, they had a screen at the top of the church, and you have to open it back, pull it back, and then you see the altar, and it only open on Sunday. It keep closed, right. And then when the service started, they pull the screen back, see the glass window. Yeah. But all of after Gordon Warner come, all that done away with. Okay. Yeah, he done away with a lot of things. He moved the pews, where the piano, the organ was, he moved it, the piano, everything he moved, and it was completely different. He took down the communion rails. That's where we got no communion. Okay. He took them all down. Yeah. Yeah,
but you have kept coming.
Oh yes.
So what's brought you back to St Anne's, even though the style has changed? Or what keeps you at St Anne's?
Well, it was near.
Okay, yeah.
It was near, and also you get to know people, because the brothers has to start coming in. The Hawksworth, it was the Hawksworth and us, and then you get the brothers. Then you get John, and they were living just up the road. John and
Jay?
Yes.
Yeah. They
were living just
on East India Dock Road.
East India Road.
The medical building.
Yeah, and also living in where the bus stand is behind there now. I can't remember what it's called, but they lived there also. Yeah, and then gradually people start coming in bit by bit, bit by bit. But when what's his name? John Pierce came. Oh, he was a card. He used to speak to his slightest child that passed. Good morning, and how are you? He was that, and he just have a no nonsense. But everybody liked him, you know. He speak to his smallest, everybody still like him. He was very deaf though. Yeah, that's something he's But he was lovely. Yeah. And his wife was very protective. She's still alive actually. I got to ring her. He was very protective of her. I mean, when we have the coffee or tea in the crib and we give him the milk bread because he last was like, don't give him any milk, you know, bring it yourself up. She was very protective. Yeah, but we done good. We were okay. A few of us, we were okay. And then when St. Matthias closed, of course, Chris Idol, the Bryzats, Tom didn't stay for long. Yeah.
They all came from St. Matthias.
Yes. And that's when we start serving like teas and coffees because Iris, we had the cups from there.
Yeah.
And we start serving teas and coffee in the crib. Every Sunday morning we used to go down. But then only a few years ago they bring upstairs, but we used to go downstairs.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, we used to go downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. So, Rhona, what brings you joy now from the church?
Well, I am happy because I never see so many people in Sinai's church. When I think about it, how the church, only a few of us, and it's grown. It's grown beautiful. I mean, every time I go, different faces. I don't know people there anymore.
Yeah.
Unless they introduce, you know, different faces. But it's lovely. Because when I had to turn around that time when Richard was talking to me, my eyes popped out.
When you saw all the people.
I didn't know so many people in church. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's good. It's grown. It's grown a lot.
Yeah.
And it's still growing. And I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. Only wish I can get there more often, but there goes.
Yeah, we know it's hard.
I get more often because I have to depend on the girls. And sometimes she is very tired. Angela live in Dagenham. They believe she's there most of the time now. She live in Stratford. But she stay with me most of the time. Her lodgers look after the house. She goes home sometimes, but I said to her, once you trust him to look after and keep it, she said she can't trust him, so. But he's a good cook also, so.
It's always good. Always good.
Oh. Yes, yeah.
And what brings you joy just in life? We've spoken about your great-granddaughter and her art.
Both of them, my great-granddaughter and my great-grandson, he's a footballer. He loves his football.
Yeah.
He kick football. He come in here, we have to tell him, you're not playing football here. Because people living underneath, you have to be careful. I do it very easy, Nana, please. I said we can roll it, but yeah, but yeah, we live here now for a long time. When we had to move out when they were done at the place, and I moved to Roach House. We moved to Roach House. That's next to the clinic.
Right. Okay.
You know where the clinic is? Gator Street Clinic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with that Roach House, and they moved us there. And they said it was good because it got a balcony, and it was a Christmas we were there, and the Canary Wharf. The lights on the Canary Wharf. It was beautiful. And to sit on the balcony and watch the lights and changing. And at sometimes change red, white, and blue when anything happening, like the Queen or red, white, and blue. And to sit on the balcony and watch it. That was at Roach House. Then we had to come back here because they were doing up this place. So we had to come back. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And we did some interviews like this with other people in the church for the mission week we did a few months ago. And at the end of each of those interviews, I asked the people that if they could say one thing to people about Jesus Christ, what would they say? And they gave me various answers. So now I'll ask you as well. So if you could say one thing to people about Jesus Christ.
Well, my one thing is he's a loving Savior. Because what I went through, I had enough. And I rely on him. Always praise and give him thanks. Because had not for him, I wouldn't get through all those operations I had. And I came through them all. I came through them all. 7 operations. My hip, my elbow. But I got through them all. And I live today that I can still walk. Might be a bit slow. I can still walk. But even my doctor, when he came, and I had to open the door because nobody wasn't here. He said, well, I didn't know you could walk. I said, yes, doctor, I can walk. I might be slow, but I can walk. Doctor could not walk. But I can. Slow, along with my trolley, I can't walk without that. I try and make a couple of steps, but it's a bit trembly, so the trolley. At my age, coming up. Oh, there. Was it? I born 93, so that's coming up now. Oh, quite a lot of years, isn't it?
It's a few years.
So I nearly coming to my 98 or something, so not bad.
Not bad at all, Rhona. Not bad at all. And throughout the other hard times that you've spoken about, when you first arrived, maybe the times when you were trying to keep the church open, did your faith in Jesus Christ help you then as well?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That helped me get along because I believe in God and I say, you know what? God will help us through it. And He did. He did. We never give up. We never give up. He did help us through it. And then we gradually getting people start coming in, which was great. Which was great. Yeah.
So often in the Bible, isn't it, that there's a period of difficulty and at the end there's all this fruitfulness and blessing and growth.
Yeah, as I said, it's only about my family, 4 kids, husband and wife, the Brown family, the same. It was only that and the Hawksworth. And then after St. Matthias Club, we get the Bryce Act and a couple more, but they didn't stay long. They didn't like the Western Ants run because they like their candles on the altar and everything. But once Gordon come, all that do away with. So they didn't like it and they just disappeared. But a few of us kept it going in. Yes. So we're there ever since.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Rhona, you're a great example of faithfulness over time.
Thank you.
And a great witness to God's faithfulness over time as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh,
well, without him, what would we do? I trust in him because there's nothing else we can do but trust him. Who else we going to trust? The slightest thing I have to give him thanks for because he's who keeping you going, giving you the strength to carry on, giving you the energy, although sometimes it's not the energy you like, but you're still carrying on. So what can you do but trust in him? Can't trust the other one.
Very wise. Very helpful.
When I went the last time I went to the hospital, I can't remember what year it was. But I had a dream. I don't know, but to me it was a dream, but it seems real. This man come up to me, grah, It was the devil in it. I start to sing. I start to sing. And when I get in the morning, a lady said to me, "Are you a Christian?" I said, "Yes." What? She said, "Because you were staying up last night in your sleep." Down by the riverside, you were staying up in your sleep. It's because I had a funny dream. This thing come up to me and growling. And I start to sing. It was I think it was the devil trying to test me or whatever. And I just start to sing. And he disappear. And they were laughing because I start one singing in the word. I felt so embarrassed to know that happened.
No, I think it's wonderful.
I was embarrassed with this. "Are you a Christian?" When I get up in the morning, I said, "Yes." Why? He said, "Because you were saying, okay, you're singing in your sleep down by the riverside."
But you do have a lovely voice, so I'm sure the others enjoyed it.
Yeah, my voice going no, but usually you just like to sing too loud in the church.
Yeah, you can never sing too loud in church.
So I can hear you, I can sing too loud, but it gone down now. I had a big voice back home, especially when I was a Christian mission, when we had rally, what we call rally, all the pews in the middle, all around.
Yeah. I think my father in Sri Lanka did similar things. Yeah, they called them rallies there too.
And we used to put on plays at church, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget that. I was the wearer traveler. I was a wearer traveler and touched the garment. I get up. They had some clothes and we said old clothes. I know. I had a lot of old clothes that we used to collect. Mm-hmm. So I donned the old jacket and put patches on it. Yeah. And a stick on a bag with like clothes on my other stick. And they start saying, "I saw a weary traveler in tattered garments." What? So I come down.
So you were acting it out.
And John Pierce, he start laughing.
Oh, that's here. That was
in the crypt.
Oh, amazing.
We started going in the crypt. And then I come with this thing with my shoulder. And they start to sing. And I come down. They saw this weary traveler in tattered garment. And I'm saying, and he shouted as he journeyed, start low for deliverance will come. And then it got higher. And when deliverance did come, because they brought things and gave me, I threw everything and jump up in the air. And shouted as I journey, deliverance has come. Oh, we used to put good shows on that Senate.
Yeah. I wish I could have seen it.
Deliverance has come. Oh, psalms of victory, crowns of glory. Oh, we had good shows. We put on good shows at Senate. All of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, in the crib.
Oh, sounds great.
And every time John Pierce, every time he keeps saying, deliverance will come.
It stuck with you.
Yeah.
Good message.
Yeah, we had good shows on there when that crib opened. We had some long benches was there. We had a grand piano that sold, I think, for less than nothing. And when they were doing up the crypt, we had a storm. And I still think about it. I remember I used to carry food. It was Baker's Brothers. What do you call it? Builders. Right there where they got that hotel building. Not now, there were builders there.
Yeah.
And they were doing up the crypt at the time. And I used to take food for them.
Oh.
Fried chicken. Because that was our favorite in the early days.
Yeah, delicious.
A lot of fried chicken. So, go over there. Take chicken for them. Come back. And he rang me. He said he glad I left. I said, why? He said because the storm had brought trees down, and it just missed their office.
Wow.
And if I was there, I would have got hit. And it lodged right on John Larder.
Okay,
One of John, the house that there by the pub.
Yeah.
It land, one of the trees land right over and John Larder. And he said I was lucky that it just missed their shed. They see it coming, they run. I said cooking chicken tip for them, and yeah. Because they will do anything. If I want some dinner on the crepe, they will do it. They fix to have some long benches and they were a bit shaky and they fix it up for me. Yeah, that was good old days. But the crepe wasn't open that side.
Yeah.
It wasn't just this side. Yeah.
Oh, well, this has been wonderful to hear more about St Anne's in the past and all the things. And obviously you've been there and you've lived through.
Yeah, people used to scared to go in through the back of the crepe.
Well, yeah.
Because it was, all you can see, had stones lined up against the wall and there, but I was in there waiting for electricity to put the heating on one night. Because church where I had to do these things, and I had to wait for the electricity man to come. And I hear somebody singing, but it wasn't anybody singing, it was me that thinking that, And then I listened again, but it was down and out. You call it down and out. I don't know if you know what I meant. Down and out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right on the wall.
Yeah.
He was on the wall saying, I started talking with somebody. Well, I was never so scared.
Yeah, I think that's happened to me as well.
Waiting for the electricity. Oh dear. All of my lonesome there waiting. They said it would come on. All on my own. All 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. In the church run, you had to do a lot.
Yeah.
You all got it easy now, not like before.
Well, yeah. I think you're probably easy. Right.
Before, after beck and call, I look at the rectory. If anybody want to come to have a look to see, oh dear. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sacrificial service.
Yeah, it was good. And I enjoyed every minute of it because it was the privilege for me to do these things. And my church said, because you're show off. But no, I said, no, I'm not show off. I just do the things that I love doing. That's not showing off, is it?
No.
It's
a good attitude.
Yeah. So, I mean, I did my share, so used to clean the church every Saturday morning in the hot stuff and me. Used to clean the church, put flowers in the church. Yep.
So good. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for all you've done.
We don't have the flowers in the church now, really, is it?
No, it's a good point. Maybe we should have some.
Yeah, we had two flower stands to put on each side of them, but it used to be lovely, but all of that stopped.
Well, maybe we can bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh. Right.
Church has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Tonight has changed a lot. The decor, put it that way, because the benches, the normal benches still there. But like where people sit down now, they require stalls, they were all there. Where people sit down like to the front now, they're all choir stalls.
Right.
It was there, so all of that disappeared. I think the upstairs on it. I don't know if the upstairs, the seats.
Yeah, it's still wooden
benches. Yeah.
Well, it will probably change again.
You never know.
Because with the new project, but yeah. Oh, Rhona, thank you so much for being able to talk like this.
Well, I mean,
we could keep going.
Yeah.
I'll stop the recording now, but I hope this will make people want to talk
that's where
to
I met Richard, because he used to work children. He used to come to church.
Yeah,
He used to come to church. That's where I met him first met him, really.
Yeah.
He wasn't married then. He was just a students come in. Quite a few of them. Some move away. Some move away.
Yeah. You've impacted a lot of people.
Eh?
You've impacted a lot of people.
Oh, yes. Dawn, and a girl called Dawn, and now her husband, they're gone, they move away. I think they're going to Holland or whatever, but we had a lot of young people. Still got a lot of young people now anyway, but we had a lot in the past. Then they get married, move away, and now we got them back again.
Yeah. Funny.
Yes.
That's great. Right, I'll stop this for now, and we'll say thank you.
You're welcome.